I have no idea if we were dead on or not.
Before we start, if there's anyone watching, can you hear me?
Who said that?
Yes, I put my microphone in a place where I will not be banging it, crashing it. I just want to know if some people can. Yes, thank you, Charles. That'll do. I'm happy. Good afternoon, Mick. Yes, I've got it in a place where I can, as long as you guys can hear me, I will not be banging it this week. Look. I did do a try.
Charles, Mick, Pulsar.
Yeah, I did try it earlier. I did a little recording. No one would have seen it. I tried it. Well, that's okay. I just wanted to make it sure.
Unfortunately, Richard can hear you.
Unfortunately. Thank you, Richard. Hope you're feeling all right. Anyway, what has been going on?
Oh.
Right. Liberal nonsense, right? That's your only warning. We don't sit in this thing slagging off other people in the vinyl community. Okay? If you want to do that, you go elsewhere. Not on my stream. We talk about music, and that's it. And a bit of fun. But there's no having digs at people that can't defend themselves. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if you any more, and there'll be no more chances. You'll be just thrown out. Simple as.
Mm-hmm. In fact, that's a warning to all those who might be lurking in the background.
Yes.
One warning to all.
Yes, one warning to all. And if you can continue, if you've got nothing better else to do, well, it's a pretty sad life you live. But there we go. Anyway, in the last 7 days, we've had 5,999 views. It's like putting in when they've got the petrol. You want to put 20 quid's worth in, and you get 21 in a penny. Remember them days? Yeah, I had an art when I had my motorbike. No one's got any Camden Presleys. Simple as there's a straight answer. Anyway, 21 new scripts. Go back.
Rewind.
Okay, we've picked up 21, if you said it then, new subscribers. Good evening, Simon. So thank you very much. Welcome to the show and all that good stuff. So what have you been watching? Well, we're at number 3, 93 people that have watched, and they're getting bigger now. Battle Royale Group E, the iconic songs. At number 2, I reviewed the new Cure album last Friday, Songs of the Lost World, which is a fantastic album. If you haven't heard it yet, go and listen to it. 123.
I've seen a lot of posts on social media, people going to concerts, and they're all raving about the new album.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The best album for years. And the top
the only album for years.
It's about 16 years or something like that. Yeah. Silly like that. And the top one this week, which I only did on Monday, 227 people have already watched it. So in the last 28 days, 93 new subscribers, 27,527 people have watched. Yeah. So what have you been watching? Oh, I didn't tell you the top was your Led Zeppelin 1, 747. In the night. So number 3, we've got Battle Royale Group C, the punk one, Evening
Zeb.
215. And straight into number 2 on 227, Metallica.
Mm-hmm. Took a long time for that to come around, didn't it?
It did.
And only 3 years.
Only 3 years. And at the top are still the three lovely ladies from Monterey. Now it stands at 788. And still, people are still watching it. The Paul Diano tribute at 3,168. So since we started this journey way back in 2021, we have now had 511,945. We're now up to 2262. Now, what's been watching? There has been some movement in the top 5.
Oh dear. Oh, am I going to lose?
At number 5 now, Riggs, Iron Maiden artwork, 422. At number 4, he's overtook Mr. Mike Oldfield. And in celebration, I've put some nice, fresh thumbnails for these. All these have got new thumbnails. Freshened them up. At number 3, with 4256, Jethro Tull. Number 2, Slade, 5078, but still at the top. And it'll be a long time before they get knocked off. Status Quo's album ranking. Another 33 people watched it this week. 5,900. 9594. Well, it's wrong.
9,194.
Zeb, I'm not going to buy it because unless it's got anything really good on it, there's no point because I've got 2 copies of the album as it is. So, so what have you been listening to? I'll do this quickly because someone's barking. 7 Dust. I've done the 7 of 14. Uvine Malmsteen. I've done 9 of the 22. A lot there. Sparkle Horse. I've done 4 of 6. The Lovely Eggs. I've done 4 of the 7. And Wedding Present. 4 of 9. And I've completed Stevie Ray Vaughan. So I'm now going to go and sort his nibs out.
His master's voice has spoken.
He has spoken, so I'll go and sort him out. So it's now time for Hatches, Matches and Dispatches.
Okay. So, this week, 8 dispatches. There have been more, but we picked out 8. There's 10 plus 1 hatches, and there's 1 match. So, get the sad stuff out of the way. Dispatches. The 13th. Edgard Brito, Brazilian folk metal keyboardist, but Richard will appreciate this. He was a member of a band with an Irish name, and it's called Tua de Danann. The Tua de Danann were the Irish gods, or the hierarchy of the Irish gods, etc., in folklore. So I thought it was interesting that they exist somewhere else. Anyway, 14th, Tommy Alverson, American country singer-songwriter. Dennis Bryan, Welsh rock drummer with Amen Corner and the Bee Gees. Peter Sinfield, a prog rock lyricist for King Crimson and record producer. And Vic Flick, English studio guitarist. He was the man who actually played the original James Bond theme. They all passed on the 14th. And then the 18th, Charles Dumont, French cabaret and chanson songwriter. The reason we've got him in is he wrote the song Non je ne regrette rien for Edith Piaf. Also on the 18th, Bjorn Muller, Norwegian rock singer with the band Backstreet Girls. And another Bee Gees band member passed, Colin Peterson, an Australian pop rock drummer. As I said, he played with the Bee Gees. He also played with a lovely band called Humpy Bong. So there's our dispatches. Notable birthdays, like I said, 10 plus 1. So 39 today. It's happy birthday to Carly Rae Jepsen, the Canadian singer-songwriter, best known for her song Call Me Maybe. 47 today is Miles Heskett, Australian rock drummer with Wolfmother from 2000 to 2008. 52 today. we kept this one in because there's just so many of them. Rain Joan of Arc Phoenix. She's an American actress, musician, and singer. She's the older sister of Joaquin, Liberty, and Summer Phoenix, and she's the younger sister of River Phoenix. And she's had her own bands. She's been in Paper Cranes, Venus and the Moon, and she's also had a reasonable solo career. 56 today is Stephen Alexander James, Fellow of the Royal Society of Arts, FRSA. English musician, he's best known as the bassist for Blur. 59 today, I've got to get this right, is Björk Kumundsdóttir, Icelandic singer, songwriter, composer, record producer, actress, noted for her distinct voice. She has a 3-octave vocal range, and according to Wikipedia, she has a sometimes eccentric public persona. No comment. 74 today.
I'm going to stop you. Apparently, there's some echo coming from somewhere.
Me, you.
Guys, where's the echo coming from?
Because I know I haven't got. I know I haven't got anything else open.
I haven't. Open that is from you, Dave.
It's from me.
Yeah.
Weird. Let me go here and go to that. Take that off. Right. Has it stabilized?
I don't know.
It's unusual. I don't normally get an echo.
No, you don't.
Okay, well, we're nearly there. 74 today. P-I-H-L. That's the surname. It's pronounced Peel. Gary Peel, American rock musician, guitarist, best known for playing with Sammy Hagar and, as somebody quite noted, the hard rock band Boston. Also 74 is Livingston Taylor. You might not have heard the name Livingston, but you've heard the name Taylor, American singer-songwriter and folk musician. He's the brother of singer-songwriter James Taylor, the singer-songwriter Kate Taylor, the singer Alex Taylor, and mine host, innkeeper, and singer Hugh Taylor, Canadian Taylor family. 76 today is John Douglas Bundrick. We know him better as Rabbit Bundrick, American keyboardist, vocalist, best known for his work with The Who and his association with others. And it's quite a list. Eric Burdon, Bob Marley and the Wailers, Roger Waters, Free and Crawler, just to name a few. Also 76 is Leroy Lonnie Jordan, American musician and songwriter. He's a founding member and he's the only remaining original member of the American funk band War. And Grandad Tonight is 83-year-old David Porter. And the reason we've got David Porter in, he's an American record producer, singer, songwriter, entrepreneur, and philanthropist. But he has over 1,700 songwriter and composer credits for a range of artists. And, oh boy, here we go. Aretha Franklin, James Brown, Celine Dion, Otis Redding, Drake, ZZ Top, Tom Jones, Ted Nugent, Bonnie Raitt, Wu-Tang Clan, Eminem, Patsy Cline, Albert King, and the Eurythmics. Quite a list.
And that's only
yeah. And the plus one, 82 years ago today, a cartoon character was shown for the first time. And it's happy birthday to Twiggy Pie, who thought he taught a puddy tat.
I did see a puddy tat.
I did. Matches, notable marriages. There's only one today. 1982, Canadian singer Joni Mitchell married American bassist Larry Klein in Malibu, in California, and they got divorced in 1994. So that's your hatches, matches, and dispatches. Tonight's talking point is wishful thinking. The perfect lineup of a band that you wish you'd seen, or any band for that matter, but ideally the band you wish you'd seen. So, let me save that, close that, get that out of the way.
You've got to get this wrong now.
Get that one up.
This one first.
It's that
I know
one.
where I'm going first.
There you go. Off you go.
Next week on the channel, we're going to start on Monday. Of course we are. And we're going to have the final bit of Mr. Frank Zappa. Some 2000s posthumous albums. Now, there's only 3. So, well, there's only 3 that I think that are got no compilations. A Tuffy perfect side. We're going to do the Smiths, The Queen is Dead. Again, I'm setting myself some challenges. So we go on to Tuesday. We're going to have a bit of glam metal. Thank you very much. We're going to have a bit of Poison. Look at that hair. Especially Bobby Dowles is the one with the fuzzy blur. I think, was that Ricky Rocket? I can't, no, it's not Ricky. It could be CC DeVille, but look at that hairdo. Also, retro ranking. We're going to have a bit of deep cut AC/DC. And as you see, I'll put every member of AC/DC up on the thing. There's Bon Scott in his Hawaiian shirt. God knows why he's got a Hawaiian shirt on. But so that's what we'll be doing. Now, you're saying it's the last Tuesday, so why haven't we got Ladies' Day? There's a damn good reason we haven't got Ladies' Day on a Tuesday, because we got it on a Wednesday. Because look who we're doing. We're going to be doing the album ranking of the one and only, the most fantastic lady, Jane Birkin. And I have included the album she did with Serge, although it's not. You've got to. Sorry. So on Thursday, big day. Look who's got a birthday. It's Simon, and it's not just any old birthday.
It's the big 4.
So that'll be good. I couldn't get away with putting some 40s on it. So then we've got the last of the groups. Battle Royale. This is Group H, Decades. And looking at them pictures, we have gods. We've got My Generation, The Who. We've got the Genie Clean from Roxy Music. Gino from Dexys. And Bizarre Love Triangle, No Order. Also, we'll be taking a trip down memory lane and having a look at the top 10 singles in the UK on the 20th, which will be the 28th of November, 1971. And then on Friday,
last day of the week.
Last day, we've got Elton John live albums, a bit of Reggie. I've really enjoyed listening to Elton's live albums. And they've got the new album tomorrow from Last Will and Testament, so I'll be reviewing it next week.
I mean, a title like that makes you wonder, is that a precursor to the band breaking up?
I don't
the
know.
Last Will and Testament.
But apparently, I've read some reviews. They've gone back to a little bit of grunting.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So that is what is going on next week.
Okay. So let's take that off there.
So we now need to know who is going through.
Right. Do you want to take that little that presentation? Do you want to take that away so we don't put up the wrong one later?
Oh yes, that'd be a good idea. Oh yeah.
There we go. Right.
I'm just clearing up backstage because we've got something on backstage for one of our panelists.
I don't know why. If I have an echo still, I don't know. The mic hasn't moved. It's a part of the headset, same as always. Unless it's Microsoft faffing around, updating stuff left, right, and centre, and they bugger up settings. Anyway, that's enough of that. I now need to nearly shared the wrong thing. There we go. Go to that and go back to that, and then we go to present and share the screen. And we want that one. Then we go share. Ooh, look at that. So last week, Group F, 43 votes there were.
So it's going up.
Boom. Joy Division and The Who with 13 apiece. Bob Marley got 9, and unfortunately the Kinks only got 8.
Yeah, so well done to Jimmy and Stevie.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, chaps.
And then so far we've had 4 votes for today's Bill Haley, the Kinks, Gladys Knight. How lucky was Simon? He got it 2 weeks on the trot. He's leading 3-1. Ooh, 3-2. Somebody's just voted for Gladys Knight. Hey, there we go.
So there we go.
Now we've something else to do. A bit of housework to do.
Oh God, yeah. Shall we have this book out?
Mm-hmm.
I need to get this book out. On the right glum. That's it. Yes, this is. We've got to be doing some.
The 12th. The 12th.
Yes, for the 12th of December, the US top 10. So let's see what.
You ready?
I am.
Oh, righty-ho.
Where will it stop? Nobody knows. Oh, it's crept in at the last moment.
1974.
1974. See, normally if it's the UK, I've got a rough idea, but this is America. Anything could be in the charts. But that's there's not one for the UK, because when the UK one should be, I'll be putting my feet up.
Mm-hmm. We both will. So
yeah, I quite agree. Pilots of the Airway should be in there, but no one chose it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There we go.
I've put up the links if anyone wants to come up and have a chat.
Mm-hmm.
Or in other words, the usual fellas, you can come up now.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's one we are expecting.
Yes. As we've put up he's sent us something in the week. I've had a look at it, and I can't make head or tail of it, but I'm sure the person in question will make it all very clear.
Let's see. The ideal lineup consisted of A, B, C, D, and E, but not Todd.
Yeah. Now, nothing's happened in Rocky's world this week. He wasn't too impressed with the snow.
I'm not surprised, given how low to the ground he is.
He didn't. He went. There's lots of leaves, and he actually was up to his nose in leaves.
Oh, he likes the leaves. They're not too bad.
No, he was looking round, and then he decided the only way to get through them was to jump through them. He come and when was it? The other day? Was it Monday? He farted big time.
Yes, it was Monday because we were talking at the time.
God, blimey.
Let's have a look.
Super Sister. I don't know, Zeb.
Yes, Zeb, they're in 6 albums.
Yeah, they're in. There you go. So that's what's been going on. It's just been damn cold. Hence why I've got the the thick woolly jumper on tonight.
Well, you've got the thick woolly jumper. I'm wearing my blanket.
Who's in the Charlie Brown used to have his blanket?
Linus?
Linus, that's it.
No. I'm not dragging a security blanket. This is a wearable blanket. It's got sleeves and it's got a pocket for my feet whenever I want to put my feet up.
Oh, brilliant.
It is bloody excellent.
So I've got my when I show my records, it's split into two halves this week. There's proper wishful thinking, and there's God, I only wish.
Well, it sort of falls into the category.
It should do. Oh, I've gone put that up. Oh, brilliant. Well done, James.
Yeah, no, not quite. Not quite. Not quite. It's not a onesie. It doesn't zip up. It might as well be a bloody onesie.
Yeah.
But then I'd probably trip over.
Pulsar. I've taken the lists of Tangerine Dream live. Oh God! When I think I will do it, It'll have to be in two sittings. So.
Oh, how many are we talking about?
Oh, 20, 30, 25, something like that. I don't know.
Oh my God!
It's a long old list. Good evening, Andy.
Good evening, Andy. Let's just do that one. Where are you?
No problem, Nick. No problem, mate.
All right, 20. I'll put them in as being 25 for the moment.
Yeah, I'll tell you what when we have on Monday. I'll tell you how many there is. I've actually, when I do the stories, I've made a list like that.
Oh,
so I don't lose myself. Yeah.
All right. Good old Nick. Get something to eat.
Yeah, even Pulsar, yeah, split the live TVs up. I will enjoy it.
Let's see.
I will enjoy listening to them, I'm sure.
Ooh. The Kinks have taken more of a lead. It's now 5-2.
Oh, Simon will be happy.
Mm.
Will he have the perfect 40th birthday gift? The next round. Let's talk of after thing. Dave and I will do a review on the Monday. I think it's Monday the 9th. We'll have the draw. It's going to be done. It's going to be pre-recorded. The draw. Someone's else is doing it, so there'll be no fixing. So don't worry about that. And then we're taking a break. We're having the international break over Christmas, and then we'll continue in the new year. Yes. Talking about that, the last video that goes out will be on Christmas Eve, and then there will be no other normal videos like we normally do until January the 6th. I've decided I'm going to take...
hang on. The last proper per normal is on the Monday the 23rd. Tuesday is a special.
Yes.
Friday there's a birthday.
And the
special. And on the Sunday there's a special. And then New Year's Eve, a special.
A special. Which we can't talk about.
No, otherwise we'll have to take you out and shoot you.
Yes. Anyway, yeah. So the specials are all going to be pre-recorded. So I'll warn you now, it's not going to be doing live.
The only one that'll be done live-ish is Mick's birthday.
Yeah, Mick's birthday. So I could do that live.
Are we going to have to send you to the clinic?
Trust me, there is stuff there will be stuff up on the channel, so don't worry. I've been working rather hard. I've got some really little.
You're as bad as Jules Holland.
I am. This is good. Anyway, does anyone want to sit? Or have I got to sit and talk to myself all night and turn mad?
Oh, I don't know. If nobody's coming out, I'll bugger off. I could do with an early night.
Yes,
there's 3 years worth.
The 3 years, yeah. But now there are some shorts going up in that period. You remember when I did my last little block? I was there. These are. I'm not there, but there are things, some performances that are from certain shows, and there's a very special Mike Oldfield one as well. As requested by Dave.
Oh, that one. Oh, yes.
Yes. You said, why don't you do that one? And it was easy enough to do.
Good evening, Mike.
God, it's like waiting for buses.
And good evening, Michael.
Michael.
It's like waiting for buses. None to occur, none to turn up at once.
Yes.
Anyway, I've listened to another Lovely Eggs album this week.
Which one?
The fourth one, Nowhere.
Oh, This Is Our Nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that album.
I do.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, in fact, I like them all. So.
To be quite honest, everyone I've listened to, it's tough. It's going to take a little while for me to actually get these the order I want, because it'll come down, I think, to really nitty gritty.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Yes,
you're right. They've all got something going for them, Iain.
Yeah,
you know, and,
they have. You
see, you just have to decide on the day.
As often people think I do. You have to listen to them at least 2 or 3 times.
Wow.
Oh, that's good, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I mean, Lovely Eggs. That's no chore at all. You know.
To be quite honest, it isn't. There are certain bands that are not. I mean, like when I was doing the Tom Waits, that was not a chore at all, because I like Tom Waits. I think, as I said, you either like him or you don't. Like Kate Bush. No sitting on the fence.
I like him.
And I mean, I love his 70s stuff. I think his 70s stuff is just fantastic. But, yeah. Anyway, we did get your thing, Michael.
Oh, good.
And it's all ready to go when you're...
Okay. Well, I'm Yes.
I don't know what you're doing with it, but
I know. Well, it was an interesting challenge. You know,
you're like a Marine, aren't you? A US Marine. You overcome. You're adapted.
It really is true. It eats at me all week as I'm editing videos. You know, how am I going to tackle the problem? You know, because Nick is not a man of detail, and the challenge was kind of a little bit amorphous, right? Because, you know, if you're going to talk about bands that have changed personnel a lot of times, and you want to pick one, well, it's going to take a certain amount of explanation about the changes. And, you know, that's bands like, you know, Savoy Brown, who constantly changed, Jeff Beck Group, who constantly changed. I'm trying to think of others. I mean, there are some bands, every single record they come out with is a different iteration. And I know that a lot of the metal bands, same thing. So it takes you'd have to know the music and be familiar with the band to be able to say, I like this iteration the best, and here's why.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Richie Blackmore. I mean, he changed band members like we change socks. Yeah.
Yes, or girlfriends.
And girlfriends, yeah.
Yeah.
Fire people Willie, he didn't care, did he? Yeah, no.
Yeah. I mean, what about the Fall? I mean, everybody's been in the Fall, haven't they?
At some stage in their careers.
No, I haven't.
No.
It's like I think if you take Deep Purple, everyone's been in Deep Purple, Rainbow, White Snake, Dio. They're all sort of been in each other's bands at some stage.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had that idea for your literary masterpiece.
Yeah, I'm still working on it. But
I know, but you think of where we started and how far the roots spread on that one subject.
Far too far, yes. Yeah, it's like our Manfred Mann. Jack Bruce was in Manfred Mann.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now, liberal, stop it.
That's it.
That's the last warning.
I thought we'd made it clear. None of that sort of talking here.
Yeah.
Anyway, shall I show some records first, as I usually do, as I'm the host?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Do we have to?
Do we have to? Yeah, unfortunately.
There you go.
Right, okay. My first pick tonight is a band that I saw 3/4 of back in 1985. But it's the band's Barclay James Harvest. And I've showed here everyone is everyone else. Now I've seen them all except Woody. Now that would have been my perfect. Everyone else was still in the band at the time, except Woody, who had left. And they changed their sound a little bit, but they did their classics. But I would have loved to have seen that lineup of Barclay James Harvest.
With Woody, you saying Ron Wood was in that band?
No, his name's Stuart Wolstenholme, but we know he's affectionately known as Woody, isn't he, Mike?
He is, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was my first pick. I mean, they were great when I saw them, but a little bit of me wanted Woody to be about. So, but still, there's some great live albums with him on and some great music. Now, the next one, believe it or not, I never saw Frantic Four together.
Oh.
I never saw them on stage because when they did their reunion tour, I couldn't get the time off work because there was no annual leave available. I'd got the annual leave, but there were too many people off. So I never saw Rick, Francis, Alan, and John together, but I've seen them separately. But that would have been my mate Lee went to see the reunion. It was fabulous, he said. But it's just a shame I didn't. But they have left us with this immaculate live album from Glasgow, which is still one of the best live albums. Look at that. Proper Quo fans back in the day. Okay, the next band is this one, Whitesnake. Now, I've seen 4 lineups, different lineups. You know what we was just talking about? Fireman, Fireman, Go. Now, I would have loved to see the lineup on here, which was John Lord, Bernie Marsden, Mickey Moody, Neil Murray, Ian Pace, David Coverdale. The closest I got to that was in the back garden of the King Billy, when I had Marsden, Moody, and Murray, and Lord. But no David or Ian. But to me, that was the ultimate lineup of Whitesnake. I mean, they recorded 3. Ready and Willing, they recorded, and Come and Get It, and this live album. Best lineup of the band, always will be. This has just got some killers on it. It's got Sweet Talk of Walking in the Shadow of the Blues, Full for Your Love in the proper version. Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City's on here. That's the version you want.
Oh, it's what Andy. Never seen Barty James Harvest play, but used to see some of the band regularly drinking in the commercial inn Upper Mill in the 80s. Not sure that counts, though.
That's good, though. Okay. You know, one of my favourite bands is Marillion,
Yes.
and I never, ever saw this lineup with Mick Pointer. I've never seen Mick Pointer. I've seen everybody else, of course, but I never saw Marillion with Mick Pointer. Only because I was not old enough to go to concerts on my own. So it's a shame, and I do regret it. I really do. You never know. One day, I mean, they're all still around, but Fish is in the middle of his sort of his last fling as a touring artist. But yeah, never, ever, ever saw that lineup. I wish I had. I think everyone is going to say this. Boy, would I've liked to have seen that lineup.
Oh.
I know you have, Michael. Git. I mean, I only saw the three. I've not seen Steve Hackett. He played in Northampton, but the tickets sold out within 6 hours.
Wow.
But yeah, I'd have just loved, and I would have liked to see them at this period, actually.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see them doing the Lamb because of all the costumes and all that in the way. I think doing the, during this tour, I think that would have been perfect.
I think you're right.
Oh, Pulsar has seen that lineup in '74 in New York.
Git. Okay, the next five, they're people.
This is the wishful.
This is. I never saw these, and I wanted to put these in. These are five artists I really would have loved to have gone and seen at their peak, in their heyday. First up, Emerson Lake.
Nice tour, Pulsar. You saw Selling England by the Pound tour.
Oh, you lucky man.
This is. I would have loved to have seen that at this time. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, this is my best buy of the year.
Which studio record had come out at the time that they were playing this
live? I think it may have been Tarkus, because there's lots of Tarkus on here, Hoedowns on here, Jerusalem, Take a Pebble.
Yeah.
It's even got Jeremy Bender on, which we don't like talking about. It's got Carnival on it as well, so there's no fanfare of the common man. This is all the earlier stuff, but I would have loved to have seen that lineup. Now, it's a surprise one. I'd have loved to have seen Dr. Feelgood when it was this lineup. This is Malpractice.
Yeah.
I think this would have been this is Sparko, Wilco, Lee Brillo, and the big figure. To me, this is Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah.
And the other guitarists were great, but Wilco's style and the way he was like a rigid board and he hit the strings like this, didn't he? Yeah.
I mean, there's some great footage of Whistle Test, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, these two, Down by the Jetty and Malpractice are just absolutely brilliant albums.
Yeah, I agree with you.
These two. They're my favourite two albums by Dr. Feelgood. Okay. There's one person I would have loved to have seen that. I would have loved to have got to see Jean-Michel Jarre.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Not now. I would have loved to have seen him around when they did the 1981 period where he was doing stuff off Equinox, Magnetic Fields and Oxygen. Like on that the China concerts. That is the time I would have loved to have seen Jean-Michel Jarre. I don't like his modern stuff so much, but at that peak time.
What about Revolution?
Yeah. Another person, and Simon will be delighted with this one. I would have loved to have seen Tom Petty. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Any lineup, just Tom Petty. I think it would have been a fantastic concert. I love listening to their live stuff.
Yeah.
Just Tom Petty.
Tom Petty is fantastic live.
Have you seen him?
You have to wait and find out in a minute.
Okay. Oh.
That's a leading answer.
And yeah, thank you, Simon. And my last one tonight, I would have loved to see.
I'm waiting for the git.
Rude. I would have loved to have seen Wings on this tour.
Really?
Was Jimmy McCullough still alive on that tour?
I do believe so. Let's have a look.
Okay, Nick.
I don't know, I can't see, but I'm sure he would have played on here. Paul McCartney, yeah, Jimmy McCulloch's on here, Joe English, Denny Lane, Paul and Linda. Fabulous. I love this album to death. And
That's rubbing it in.
Yeah. Did Tom Petty really support Genesis in 78? Yeah. I wonder if anyone was there, David, that you might know.
I love that. So that's my 10 records. As I said, split it up. Ones I have seen and ones I would have really loved. I mean, there's so many I could have put in. I mean, I'd have loved to have seen Iron Maiden, Paul Di'Anno. That would have been great back in them early days. I'd love to have seen Budgie as well. And, you know, there's so many, like all the original lineup, Black Sabbath, and Ronnie Dio's first band, the Alice Cooper band. There are so many bands I could have picked. So it was a tough one, really, for me, because there's so much I could have shown. But that's what I went for.
Excellent.
Hey, that was good stuff. I enjoyed that, Ian.
Pardon me. Anyway, do we have the Michael's lovely presentation with Dave operating in the wing? All you got to do is say, as you said, say, next slide.
Wow.
But will you make the same noise as Jonesy did in Dad's Army? Michael won't know what we're talking about, but Mike does, don't he?
I know. More British humour, Michael.
Yes. The chong was something like that. Yes, Dave will do his best. Yes, it's
So, are we going east or west?
I could go for some more coffee. So if I could defer to Mike.
Okay. You need to prep yourself for this one, do you?
Oh, yeah. Keep us waiting, eh? Keep us in suspense.
One more cup. Hold on.
Yeah, well, it's early for you, isn't it?
Okay.
Google couldn't handle it.
Oh.
It's massive presentation. Absolutely huge.
Wow.
It's only 38 megabytes. But the fact that Google couldn't handle it, that made me laugh.
Yeah.
But then, funny enough, I was reading today, Ian, you were saying about seeing somebody on any tour at all. I was reading Rod Stewart has said he's not going to be doing any more long world tours.
Yeah.
He wants to do sort of small, intimate shows, and the only tour he wants to do is the American Songbook Tour.
Yeah.
Which I know is a big favourite of yours.
How old is he, Dave? Do you know?
70.
He's 80.
78, or has he gone past the 80s?
Where's Lee when I need him? Lee will tell you straight away.
79.
Oh,
he will be 80 on the 10th of January.
Right.
Wow. So we have Mike Hatton gone.
No. He's getting more coffee to slurp.
Is my mic picking up noise when I drink coffee?
No.
Nope.
Okay, I am back. I'm back.
Yes.
I'm
So
good. I'm ready.
you can go.
I'm ready. I can go.
Okay. So
All right. So
So you're
I
gonna
need
call it
to
up.
add that.
Okay, very good. Very good. All right.
And then now, do you want the screen to stay like this, or do you want it in
Yes,
full screen?
I'd like to stay small. Just like this is perfect.
Okay.
This is how I envisioned it. You complete me, Dave. I'm going to start crying. All right. What you're looking at. It's not a good photo. It's probably the only one that exists. But the gentleman in the lower left is Miles Davis. And he's handing flowers to Laura Nyro because they were booked 4 nights at the Fillmore East in New York City in June of 1970. Miles went on first, and his shows were not that well attended. Laura's were packed, standing room ovation. So you understand that they had to work together 8 shows. It was 2 shows a night, and she was the main attraction. She was the headliner. He was the opening band, and she sang songs from New York Tenderberry and Christmas in the Beats of Sweat had just been released, and he almost played on New York Tenderberry. He had actually visited her studio when she was recording it, but he declined to play on a track. Probably, he was uncomfortable or, didn't know her well enough, but he adored her. And of course, this is a show that I wish I'd gone to, but I was too young. It was 1970.
Yeah, that's incredible, Michael. Having Miles Davis open for you.
And giving you flowers, because he was really known as such an arrogant character, right?
Yeah.
Such a sphinx of a man, and there he is giving flowers to Laura Nyro. What a photo! It's the only one that exists.
It's a beautiful photo. It's and that's something that he was in awe of her singing, I suppose.
Mm.
Yes,
she looks gorgeous there, doesn't she?
She does, yeah.
She was a big fan of jazz artists. She was a big fan of John Coltrane and other jazz pianists. So my next slide was also a show that I wish I had gone to, and it's very different. This is 1991. This is Susie and the Banshees at Lollapalooza, and she's doing The Last Beat of My Heart, and the studio recording of this song it pales in comparison to this live version. It's only in black and white. It's very, very grainy. And it's key because the fellow in the lower left is playing the accordion. He brings out this huge accordion, and it plays such a big part, playing off with her in the production of the track. And also, she silences the audience. She gives them a big shush. It's on YouTube. If you ever get a chance, pull it up. It's got a timestamp throughout the whole thing, and it's very, very grainy, and it's in black and white. It's The Last Beat of My Heart. That's probably my favorite song by Susie and the Banshees, and I wish I had seen that show.
Wow, that's fantastic.
That would have been an incredible show.
It would have been, yeah.
Fantastic.
Next slide. Yeah. This is MC5. I was never a big fan of them. Right, this was 1970, but they're performing "Kick Out the Jams" at Charter Field, and I highlighted 2 of their faces, Rob Tyner and Wayne Kramer. And I love Rob Tyner only because he has to have been the ugliest frontman in rock and roll history, but he was so powerful, right? He was so enthusiastic. That big afro and the tight white pants. He was he was a bit of a geek, very geeky looking guy. But and they only had 2 records. The first one being the most popular. The second one being, 3 records. I'm sorry, but the first record everybody's bullish on. The subsequent 2, there were a lot of changes in direction or attempts to change direction. And the first record is a live record, of which "Kick Out the Jams" is the title track, and they perform it at Tarterfield. And if you get a chance, it's on YouTube. I highly recommend that you see it.
That's incredible, Michael. I was watching a video of this last night.
Really?
Yeah, because MC5, there's an MC5 album that's being released in the UK this Friday.
Huh?
And it's an amalgam of their first single. So that goes back to what, about 66, 67 sort of time?
They started in 63. They formed in 63.
Yeah. Anyway, sort of, some 60s sort of singles, B-sides and whatever. And then on the other side of the album, it's stuff that they recorded in France, and it was the final recordings that they made in the early 70s.
Live or studio?
I think it's studio. I think it's studio stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, buyer beware. I've always said, Mike, that there's a good reason why stuff never got released back in the day.
Well, yeah. There's always that, isn't there?
Yeah.
But this gig, the sort of what survives of it that I watched last night is absolutely fabulous, Michael.
It's incredible, right? And Ramblin' Rose. There's only 2 tracks that survived from it.
Yeah, but it's almost like punk.
Yes.
The whole attitude.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what an outfit he's wearing, and his stage presence. And his face. I mean, he's so enthusiastic. It's an incredible performance. Okay, next.
Hi, Richard. Welcome in.
Hi, Richard.
All right. Next.
Okay, this is summer of '71. This is Terry Reid at the Glastonbury Fair, and he's performing Dean from River, and it's an incredible rendition of Dean. Dean is my favorite song by Terry Reid, and if you ever get a chance, please listen to it. He's got an American on a pedal steel guitar there. That's David Lindley, and other artists who performed at Glastonbury. That was 1971. Joan Baez, David Bowie, Edgar Broughton Band, Arthur Brown, Fairport Convention, Family, of which the performance is odd, Gilberto Gil, and Gong. And this is a funny piece of footage because the whole Glastonbury Fair was posted on YouTube up until a couple of years ago, and then it was taken down for some reason. So we're at the mercy of these content holders, right? And the lawsuits the claims that come about on YouTube. You can't see it anymore. And I had to grab this scene from a snippet because the whole performance is not available on YouTube anymore. But it's Dean by Terry Reid, and just adore him. I wish I'd been there. I mean, what the scenes of Glastonbury, the hippie scene there, and I'm going to get into that a little bit more in this presentation. It was just wild. It was so much like Woodstock.
Yeah, not the wokery it is today.
Right. Lots of body painting and acid dropping. Lindley was also in Kaleidoscope. That's true. Yeah. Dave. And I've listened to them. They don't really do it for me. Okay, next. All right. So this is, these we're now at summer of, I believe this is summer of 69. Oh, no. Yeah, summer of 69. This is Jefferson Airplane at Altamont. And they went on right before the Rolling Stones. And in this song, Marty Balin gets punched in the face and knocked out by one of the Hells Angels. And this is the time when rock went from Flower Children to something else. I mean, this concert was so important because a murder took place and was captured on camera. And this is see what Marty's going, whoa, people, man, Hells Angels, man, you just knocked my lead singer out, and Grace is just wondering what's going on. Everybody's confused. It's a fantastic scene, and I wish I'd been there. That's all I can say. I wish I had been there, and I love that lineup.
Yeah, I've been at a concert where someone got stabbed.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
Iron Maiden at Donington in 1988, I think.
Evening, Lisa.
We're doing fine. Michael is taking us through some hippie concerts.
Yeah, I am. I think they do the other side. I can't remember what song it was. My next slide.
Yes.
We're passing over the middle point. And okay, this is. I'm really curious. This is Sha Na Na. Sha Na Na performed at Woodstock. I mean, you're talking about August 1969, and these guys are wearing these like leather, like fake leather bodysuits, in gold. And Sha Na Na was a bit of a gag group. But when you think about it, we wouldn't have the Ramones if it wasn't for Sha Na Na. We wouldn't have Red Hot Chili Peppers. I know that's a stretch. We wouldn't have Red Hot Chili Peppers if it wasn't for Sha Na Na. Based on their stage act alone, the synchronized dancing, right? The campiness of doing doo-wop, has greasers. At Woodstock, nobody talks. I'm probably the last guy on earth that is going to hold up Sha Na Na and say they were important. I mean, they're relegated to forgotten lads. Nobody. I mean, I actually see Sha Na Na records in Japan from time to time, but they were a big deal. They were a huge deal. I don't know if they went to the UK. You guys may not know about them at all.
Not really, no.
No.
The whole Grease, with John Travolta, is based off of Sha Na Na and the facial movements of their lead singer Bowser. They were camp, pure camp. They did have a TV show. I love Dave. Dave's got the facts.
Yeah, you were saying about Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah, and they had John Frusciante of Red Hot Chili Peppers says that seeing that as a young man made him want to get up on stage.
Sha Na Na?
Yeah, Sha Na Na.
I knew it. I knew it.
And they say they sort of, John Frusciante did want to, was influenced by that, what was going on.
I mean, the way Flea plays bass, the way he dances and moves with the instrument, it is so Sha Na Na. I'm telling you, they set the stage for a lot of acts. Sha Na Na, Flash Cadillac, Old 55, Silver Studs. Okay.
And then more getting rubbed in.
Oh, no, they didn't, David. Jefferson Starship, Mum.
Next
slide, please. Yes. Okay, this is your everybody's favorite. This is Todd Rundgren at the Schaefer Music Festival in Central Park, and Was It a True Star had been out, and he got the whole audience, the whole crowd, to sing the chorus of Sons of 1984. He directed them. And I mean, this has to be like football teams of people up on stage. It's a horrible, horrible slide, but it's the only one that exists. And I wish I'd been there. It is 1973. I think at the peak of his career, and then his next peak comes with Nearly Human, the Nearly Human tour. And actually, somebody just put up video of his concert in Chicago, which I almost grabbed to show tonight because it's equally important, but I won't. The Schaefer Music Festival. Okay, next up, and it's all Rolling Stones. So I think I really would have liked to have been at this concert. I am so jealous that this concert took place, right? This is 2 days after the death of Brian Jones. These guys say, let's have a free concert, which kind of tells you what, the intensity of the relationships among all the band members and what was happening at the time. 2 days after his death, right? Let's have a free concert. Let's read poetry by Shelley. Let's release Butterflies in the Air, and let's get on a plane and go to New York City and play at Madison Square Garden. But he also read a poem by Shelley on John Keats' death called Adonais. He took out a calf-bound book, and there's good footage of his performance he was so camp. I mean, he really laid it on. They took full advantage of the death of Brian Jones and it jettisoned everything for what was going to go forward for the Rolling Stones. Such an important concert and such an odd state of events for this band. And look at his outfit. I mean, just the next outfit I'm going to show you is next slide is when they went to New York City.
Bear with me just a second. I'm just
Okay.
checking something. Sorry. There you go.
Okay. So months. So you're talking the one I just showed you was in July. This is November. This is at Madison Square Garden. This was such an important concert. I mean, the stage was so barren. I mean, think about how they're staged now. You know, with these mega screens. This was a simple pared down stage, all black, and he's wearing that Om symbol on his shirt, which I have no idea why he did this. Ike and Tina Turner opened up for them, a sold-out show. This show sold out in a matter of a week, and I think they played a few nights at Madison Square Garden. But it is a super important show, and I was too young. I really wish I'd been there, because for me, this was the best of the Stones, and the last iteration we would ever see of them again. And here is my final one. Thank you, Dave. This is Memo from Turner. And this is my last one. And this is a song that is probably my favorite. It is the Rolling Stones song that really wasn't a Rolling Stones song. It was never performed by the Rolling Stones. The band members are Ry Cooder and Randy Newman and Gene Parsons and Russ Titleman. And probably, if you think about the lyrics of Memo from Turner and compare it to all the garbage they recorded afterwards, like, you know, Start Me Up, Memo from Turner had the best lyrics. I mean, he talks when he does it, right? Didn't I see you down in San Antone on a hot and dusty night? Weren't you eating eggs and Sammy's there when the black man drew his knife? The black man drew his knife, which draws back to Altamont. And I have no idea if this song was written before or after Altamont. I suspect afterwards. But I wonder why this song was never embraced by the Rolling Stones as a band. Probably because performance was a tough deal between Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, because Anita Pallenberg was Jagger's lover during the filming of this movie. And also James Fox, who played the lead in performance, was never the same after this movie came out. But for me, it's not so much it's the band that never was. So if I inject that into Nick's challenge, you know, the band that never was recorded a song that was probably the best Rolling Stones song ever. And they kind of, they never performed it. Ron Wood performed it. I couldn't imagine him doing half as good a job as Mick Jagger. But Memo from Turner and the scene here, see the movie. If you've never seen performance, I implore you to see it, because he has all the gangsters stripped naked for him, because he's Turner. He's the devil. In this movie, Mick Jagger plays the devil.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Wow, that was fantastic, Michael. That was really, really good.
I was well impressed.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right, Dave.
Yeah.
Rock stars make terrible actors.
yeah.
I mean, I did see the Rolling Stones, and I saw them on the Steel Wheels tour, and that was Bill Wyman's last tour. So I saw not the. I would have loved to have seen the with Mick Taylor, but I do like Ronnie Wood. So I saw probably the last classic lineup of the Rolling Stones.
Right.
And there was not much, and this was 1990, so there was no big screens.
Right.
I hate that stuff. It was at Wembley Stadium. It was the night of the semi-final of the World Cup when we played West Germany. Mick was on and off stage, keeping us with the score. It was a great atmosphere, and it was just I'm so glad I saw that lineup of Rolling Stones. At the time, we didn't know that was going to be Bill's last thing. But I mean, I saw Bill after that when he was in what's the band he was in? He put a band together. Lots of people in it. Alvin Lee was in it. Georgie Fame. They had everybody.
Bill Wyman just came out in a recent interview saying that when Brian Jones died, both he and Brian Jones were in near poverty because all the money went to Jagger and Richards because of the songwriting credits. They earned no money. All that touring, all that hard work. Brian Jones was in debt at the time of his death, which probably was a reason behind his death. But Bill Wyman's story was just so interesting. I mean, of all people to be like living on, like barely making it.
Yeah, you wouldn't imagine that could be possible, could you?
Right. No.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that was really good. That was a real education, Michael. No, I mean it. I'm not being sarcastic this time.
This is another way of doing a presentation.
It is.
Yeah, I know.
So if anyone else wants to come up and they haven't got the records, just send us your PowerPoint.
Great. If it's PowerPoint, you can upload it.
I can imagine that, Ian. You know, Thursday night will turn into 2 hours of PowerPoint presentation.
Sales forecast.
I'm gonna start charging a fee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anyway, what's Mike got for us about bands we'd have loved to have seen?
Right. Okay.
Hi, Jen.
Any Jen.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I was doing this, I wasn't really thinking about the lineups. I was thinking more of the sort of, the time, the moment in time, when I would really have loved to have seen this band. And I'll start off on the 4th of June, 1976. I would have loved to have been at the Lesser Free Trade Hall in Manchester, because that's when these guys played to 150 people.
Was that their debut? Was that their first show? Wow. Yeah.
And they say that if you count up all the people who say they were there, it's a crowd of 150,000, not 150. But I absolutely wasn't there, and how much I'd pay, to be able to go back in time and to be in Manchester on that night. Must have been fantastic, because it was just something so new, something different. And so that's my first one.
And they had a bass player that could play bass
at the time. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of people kind of forget that, don't they? That Sid was not a musician.
No,
not by any means. Right. Okay. I'll show you this. It's a program of somewhere I went.
Oh.
Saturday, June the 24th, 1978, and it's Nebworth, and it's Genesis headlining. So this was the sort of Then They Were Three era of Genesis. And I never, ever got to see Peter Gabriel. And, like you, Ian, I would have loved to have seen Genesis, at that time, around the period of, selling England and before, basically. Any of those years, and it would have been marvelous. So I'll show you the lineup. There you go.
Wow.
Atlanta Rhythm Section, Brown Decks, Devo, who we found out last week Nick absolutely detests. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, they were good. Jefferson Starship, and then Genesis.
Who were your favorite bands that night? Any standouts?
This surprises? One, I think it was Tom Petty.
Okay.
Yeah, Yeah. Genesis, I knew what to expect. With Tom Petty, I didn't really know what to expect, and he was great.
Did the British embrace Devo?
Some of us did.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I thought they were pretty good. I mean, weird sort of art rock, isn't it? And
Yeah.
but yeah, I had a bit of a soft spot for them. But a lot of people just thought, what the hell are these Yanks doing? But yeah. I mean, I thought Devo were great. Right, 1972, and this is 18th of March at the Wembley Empire Pool, and it's Mark Bolan and T-Rex, and I never ever got to see Bolan, and I'm so disappointed that I never did. So there were two gigs on that day. There was a matinee and the evening, and basically the running order was the same. And for those of you in the UK, the intro was done by the Emperor Roscoe, Radio 1 DJ, who was a bit of a larger than life sort of.
They took both shows. They're almost exactly. They're same set list.
They are, yeah.
And pressed it onto a double record. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
This show was
But it's a bit of a waste of vinyl, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But as you see, the running order, I think it's identical, isn't it? If you look at that, go through, that it's the same. But you've got the hits there. You've got Telegram Sam, Hot Love, Get It On. Cosmic Dancer, which is possibly my favourite T-Rex track. But I really wish I was there. Right, go back to around about 1969 time, and Neil Young and Crazy Horse. I didn't get to see Neil Young until about 2016, I think it was. He played at the Leeds Arena, and the backing band was Promise of the Real, and the album was the Monsanto Years, which isn't a great album, quite honestly, but Neil was fantastic on that night. The gig was sort of split into three parts. Started off with Neil doing sort of some old stuff and some new stuff solo, and the band played sort of from the the latest album, and then the second half of the gig was all the old stuff, the sort of crowd pleasers, and I got to I got to sing along to Neil Young, and that was it. But you're on this album, Cinnamon Girl, everybody knows This Is Nowhere, Round and Round, Cowgirl in Sand. This is a fantastic album, and I would so much have loved to have seen Neil, in his prime. With
I've seen clips of them on YouTube, and they look, in their heyday, and they're fantastic.
Yeah, just fantastic. Right, a short-lived band from Manchester, and of course it's the fantastic Joy Division. Again, I'm sure I had a chance, probably on more than one occasion to see Joy Division, but I never actually did, and I regret that so much. Closer, probably my favourite of the the two proper albums. But Ian Curtis, I mean, his vocal delivery, his stage presence, I think for me, sort of like made Joy Division a great band, and for all their worth, New Order are a shadow of what Joy Division would have become, I think.
Yeah.
But
the label who produced the first label was Factus.
Factory.
Oh, was Factory.
This is on Factory, yeah.
And who owned Factory? Who started Factory? Was that the venue that they played at?
Tony Wilson.
The Hacienda was a venue.
Right. And did the owner of the Hacienda did he start the label in order to produce the record?
Yeah, that's right. What was his name? They were connected.
Do you remember his name?
What's it? Wilson.
Tony Wilson.
Yeah. I just got Stephen Wilson in my mind, and
that's right.
Tony Wilson.
Tony Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So yeah, Factory Records, Closer, Joy Division. I would have loved to have seen them.
Yeah.
Another band that must have been absolutely brilliant live. An American band, the Mighty Crump.
Well, there's someone there looking rather excited about that.
Thanks, Andy. But my memory goes when somebody asks me a question, I can never quite remember the answer. Yes, Tony Wilson. Yeah. So this is, as you see, this was broadcast from London and Stockholm on the Date with Elvis tour, 1985 or 1986, I should say. Yeah. I would have loved to have seen the Cramps. Now, this final one is a gig that I did go to, and I very nearly didn't, and I'm so pleased that I did. So it's 1973. In fact, it's May 1973, and this guy was playing at the Dome in Brighton, and I was living 20 miles along the coast at the time. And my mate said, do you fancy going and seeing the Sky? My old man decided that this particular artist was a degenerate who was corrupting the youth of Britain and the world, and said you can't go. So basically, what happened? My mate bought the tickets. School on that day. I took some clothes to school with me, went back to my mate's house, got changed, and his dad gave us a lift over to Brighton. And I was in so much trouble when I got home, sometime after midnight. But it was all worth it because it was David Bowie on Ziggy Stardust tour. I mean, this tour went on, and I think by the time the sort of tour finished, Aladdin Sane had been released. But it was an absolutely brilliant gig, and so this was in May 1973, and a couple of months later in July, when Bowie was playing the gig in London, that he announced, that he was killing off Ziggy Stardust, and that he'd basically done with touring. I mean, obviously he hadn't, but that was the end of, the Ziggy Stardust era. So, I was so pleased. And when he did Driving Saturday, being at the Dome in Brighton, he really emphasised the strange ones in the Dome. And I think, I remember the crowd went absolutely wild, hey, that's us. But yeah, this is probably, the most memorable gig I've ever been to. Ziggy Stardust.
What was the venue, Mike? What was the performance?
It's called the Dome in Brighton, in Sussex.
How big is it compared to others? It's
a sort of pretty standard sort of theatre. It's probably about, I don't know, probably a couple of thousand in there.
Small.
Yeah, I was up on the balcony, and so we got a great view, and it was, it was absolutely brilliant. And I'm so pleased I went, despite the serious trouble I got into when I got home. But there you go. So that's me. I'm done.
Excellent.
Very good.
Thank you. Hey, hello, Nick.
I see our diner has joined us.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying about it took you so long to see Neil Young. I mean, how long did it take me to go and see 10cc?
Mm.
I've been a fan of 10cc since I was 5. When Rubber Bullets came out, and I got to see them earlier this year. well, a few weeks ago when I was 58. So that's a long time.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Midlife beard crisis. So, Nick, this is your challenge. This is your topic.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you joined us, and I expect you to bring it.
Yeah. No pressure, mate.
Bring what?
Bring the juice. Bring
Yeah.
the lineups.
Yeah. Your A game.
Nah, I'm no A game here.
Oh yes, there is.
Yes.
I think from what I've seen so far has been really, really excellent.
Thanks.
Well,
But we're old.
yeah, yeah.
You're right, Nick.
So me, I think a bit of beetroot's just gone down the wrong way.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
Don't panic in the morning.
I pulled a few records out.
Yeah.
Shall I go now? Shall I? Or
Oh, yes. Oh,
If you like.
oh.
ooh, blimey.
Blimey.
Yeah, midlife beard crisis at the minute. Yeah, well, this was sort of inspired by this chap.
Oh.
Oh, that's from the Trojans.
I was sat in the loading bay in the lorry at work, waiting for some pallets to be put on the back. I was watching some stuff on YouTube, and I thought, well, I bloody well wish I'd gone and seen him. This was after he passed away. He's passed away a good few years now, and it got me thinking about other bands and artists who I wish I'd seen. Obviously can't now because people have passed away or the bands have split up and there's no chance of them getting back together and that. And a lot of the groups I would have been too young to have gone on my own or even with a responsible adult. So, yeah, he was the kind of inspiration behind it. Here's one band. They're still going in one form or another, but it ain't the same. And whether I'd go and see them, I don't know. Probably out of curiosity. Whether or not this, I'm not sure if they have actually jacked it all in altogether. But with the likes of Jet Black and Dave Greenfield and Hugh and that, without them, it ain't the same, is it?
I saw Stranders just after Hugh left.
Yeah.
That one at Milton Keynes Bowlers supporting Simple Minds. So
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it weren't the same without Hugh there, but at least I've got to see Jet Black and Dave Greenfield just doing what they were good at.
People say that the keyboards and that it ain't sort of part of punk or it don't fit, but it fitted in with the band's sound. You know, he was bloody fantastic. I think Dave Greenfield was.
Underrated.
Yeah. I love the Stranglers. I really do. I wish I'd see a lot of these bands came around too late for me, really. I suppose because of my age and that.
Yeah.
Or I came too late.
Yeah, you came too late. Yeah. I was 19 in 1977, Nick. It was just right for me.
Yeah, well, I was only 10.
Yeah.
I've tried to avoid the bleeding obvious. I could have picked the Selector Madness with Chaz Smash in it, you know, the beat, a lot of the bleeding obvious stuff. But there's one band. There's actually a couple of bands. I'll show you one later. I would dearly love to have seen these back in the day. Even later on with Kenny Jones on the drums, you know. But Manic Old Keith Moon, I think him and the others, they blended so well together. He was a bit of a naughty chap. Him and John Entwistle. You think John Entwistle, but it wouldn't melt in his mouth. But he was a bit of a naughty one. Him and Keith are the best of mates. Both lived life to the full. And again, as much as I'd perhaps go and see them, Pete and Roger, out of curiosity, it just wouldn't be the same, would it? Just wouldn't be the same.
No.
Not without the engine room there.
Yeah. Exactly.
That was the heartbeat of the Who.
Yeah. These have already been mentioned. And I've picked out a live album by them as well. All right, I could go and see them now, but I mean, look, Charlie Watts is gone, isn't he?
Yeah.
This is it's not a bad live album. I quite enjoy it. It's part of an American tour, but this is actually a Greek pressing.
Yeah, still that was a good tour.
Yeah. I'd love to have seen them, if only just to hear "Give Me Shelter." You know, I think it's a fabulous song. That is, not my favourite Rolling Stones track, but close. So yeah, but bands like this, these super bands over the past few years, you want to go and see them, and it's a bit like Oasis now. You're paying mega money, silly buggers money, you know. I couldn't afford to go and see him now, but hey ho, yeah. This is a band, you're a bit of a Marmite band with a lot of people.
Wow, it's a great album.
It is. I love it. Although Smells Like Teen Spirit's been done to death. Come As You Are is my favourite track on here. Always has been. Brilliant guitar riff in it. Yeah. Well, they did play the odd festival and that over here in Britain, didn't they?
Yes.
And they did appear on Top of the Pops, but yeah, the last band to inspire a generation.
Yeah, my mate went to see them on that tour in London, and he said they were terrific. He said that they were a lot better live than hearing them songs live were far better than the studio versions. He said that they were such a good live band. He said,
yeah. Perhaps one of the most iconic sleeve designs covers of all time as well.
Yeah.
Before you go on,
sorry.
What does Marmite as an adjective mean, Nick?
Marmite
has an adjective.
Well, you either love it or hate it. It's that yeast-based spread.
Yeah.
We have over here the Australian version's called Vegemite.
Yes.
And
I know what
disgusting.
it is. I just didn't know what it was like used as an adjective. And
yeah.
So you said it's a bit of a Marmite for people.
Yeah.
And now so you either love it or you hate it.
Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. I love it. I love Marmite, but I hate the Australian muck.
God.
So yeah. sorry, Ben Rankins. This isn't just about one band. It's about bands from the whole sort of genre.
Wow.
Motown.
Yeah.
And I've seen plenty of sort of Motown clips from concerts and gigs and TV appearances, and everybody has a bloody damn good time, it seems. And I love the Four Tops. Out of all the Motown acts, these are my favourite. I'd love to have seen them. Really would. Absolutely adore the Four Tops. And this is live, like it says there, live. Not in the best of condition, this album. I need to get an upgrade, but I think they're all gone now. I can't remember. It was in there, the chap with the glasses. I think he was the last one to go, wasn't he?
Yeah, they're all no longer with us, but they left. But at least they've left some great music, you know.
Oh, crikey, yeah, Bernadette. Songs like what is it? Life is just a simple game. I think it's a cracking tune. That is. Yeah, Levi Stubbs and the boys, brilliant. Absolutely in love with the Four Tops. As I do most Motown acts. I'd love to have been there, seeing them.
Well, I'd have seen Tina.
Yeah, I know. You bugger.
I saw them.
Go on, you carry on.
Yeah, I saw them legs.
Yeah, I wish I had.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be able to put my tongue back in my mouth for a week.
Is the fact that Mick Jagger got together with Tina Turner, is that an urban legend or is that a known fact?
It's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
You've never heard that? Oh, yeah.
I've seen early black and white footage of her singing away on TV and all that sort of stuff, this sort of period. And again, everybody's happy and clapping and dancing, and little did they know what was to come. You know, yeah. Ike, right bastard,
monster.
Yeah, I think jealousy. I think that's what it was. She was the talent. He lived off of her.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see Tina Turner,
the Queen of Rock and Roll.
Yeah. This one, there's still time. There's still time to see them because they are touring.
I've seen them.
Is Brian James still doing the tour with them? I'm not quite sure.
I saw them when they in '85.
Yeah.
With the Derngate of all places.
Yeah, I ain't been to the Derngate for years.
Yeah.
I know Rat Scabies is back drumming with them, but I don't know if Brian James or somebody else might have gone instead. I don't know, but there's still time. Still time. Love the Damned.
Yeah.
This is their second album, I think it is. But it's this lineup I'm kind of more familiar with than the others. Nick Knox on the drums, Congo Powers, guitar, and of course Poison Ivy and dear old Lux Interior. They did play over here a good few times, and they appeared on. Is it The Word or was it The Tube? I can't remember.
I think they definitely were on the Tube, weren't they?
Yeah,
Up in Newcastle.
Might be the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But I was only watching an interview with Ivy and Lux a couple of days ago when he was parading around his house in a leather pair of leather sort of undercrackers
Yeah, so
and a leather jacket and high heels. He was a showman, wasn't he?
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
But Ivy, she was the brains of the outfit.
she really was. And the way she sneered
absolutely.
at the audience when she played,
Yeah,
the sneer was priceless.
yeah. I'd love to know what she's doing now. Look to, you know, I kind of feel for her in a way. It's as if she's kind of locked herself away from. Perhaps she never will get over the death of Lux. I don't know, but hey ho, love the Cramps. Love to have seen them.
Yeah.
And I got that from Leeds actually.
You did. I recognised it.
Yeah, got that from Leeds.
I thought you did. Oh, see, Andy saw the Date with Elvis tour. Andy Gladwin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Wish I had.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go. There's your lineup for 2024 tour for the Damned. Vanian, Captain Sensible, Rat Scabies, Paul Gray.
Paul Gray, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd still go and see him.
It's a pretty good lineup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking of pretty good lineups.
Dixie's Midnight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, as a vocalist, what he does with his yodeling is just unbelievable. He's so special.
Yeah. He's got one of those distinctive voices, hasn't he?
Yes.
You could play it. You could play him singing. People say, "Oh, that's him out of Dexys Midnight Runners," but you wouldn't necessarily remember. A lot of people wouldn't necessarily remember his name. But yeah, I'd love to have seen these big sort of. Although they weren't a modern revival band, they were kind of sort of drawn into that area.
Yeah, probably because of the costume, their stage costumes. I think that kind of did them.
Yeah, well, they based him on American dock workers with the
on the first
donkey
record.
jackets and the woolly hats.
Right, and then on Come On Eileen, they were in like the overalls, kind of like the hillbilly thing.
Yeah,
I thought that was a big mistake. I really thought that was a big mistake.
But it went with the new vibe, didn't it? It went with the strings, the banjos, the violins, the fiddles, whatever you want to call them. Their most commercial period, but although I have the records, I don't really play them. Come On Eileen, another one that's been done to bleeding death.
Right.
And as much as I kind of like the Don't Stand Me Down sort of period, and now his latest stuff, very soulful, some of it. From the heart. Also, I think this era is their best.
Yep, I agree.
This era is their best. This is I've got four more. This is a good fun band. I remember me and my partner Jackie, bless her soul, we were watching them one Christmas on TV. They did a Christmas special. This band, and we were enjoying it and singing along to them and having a laugh and a joke and a giggle. And we must really sort of try and make an effort to go and see them live.
Yeah.
Taz and Dave. Great fun time, sing along music.
I've seen them.
There you get ooh. Oh, wash your mouth out.
That's a reverse kick.
Yeah. Brilliant sing along fun time. You could just imagine hearing them playing, doing a gig in a pub. And you're there, pissed as fart, singing along. Nothing malicious, having a damn good time. And that's what they were. They were a good fun time, damn good sing along people, you know. Chaz
Saw that.
Hodges, bless him.
Derngate.
Oh, yeah.
Fun, brilliant night. Absolutely brilliant night.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorely missed.
Yeah.
Sorely missed, Chaz Hodges.
Yeah, I'd have loved to have seen them.
Yeah.
That
Original lineup, innit?
Mm.
Cindy's, I forget his first name, is Christian. It's Cindy's brother, innit?
yes, passed away.
Yeah. Different, quirky, original, wacky. You know, I think they retired now. But
No, they're still playing. They're still playing.
Are they? I thought they were doing a retirement tour.
They're still, yeah, they're still going to do it.
They're still going to do it. Well, I hope they come over here to Britain.
Money to be made.
I'd love to see even the modern sort of era band. You know, okay, it's not the same as I suppose you could say as the early original, but I'd still love to go and see them. But if I had to do one of them videos where you're picking your top 10 American bands or favourite bands from America, these would be in it. These would probably be number one.
Yeah, I'd have up there.
Yeah,
I've seen quite a few of those videos, and I don't think anyone's going for the B-52s, are they?
No, I don't know why.
Really
I don't know why, Mike. You know, everybody should make a little room in the hearts for the B-52s. I think.
Good time.
I have. I've ranked all their albums, live, studio. I've done the whole lot.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely love them. There's more to them than Rock Lobster. You know.
Yeah, Give Me Back My Man there's a great video on YouTube, black and white, of her singing. Oh man, it's pure butter.
Yeah, and Kate Pearson, isn't it? She's older. She's put on a bit of timber, but she's still a lovely woman.
Yeah,
still a lovely woman. And Fred, he's got one of those voices like Kevin Rowland. You know.
Yeah. So distinctive.
Yeah, so distinctive. Yeah.
Yeah, their timing is just so special, you know, in the construction of their songs. It's just really, really good.
Yeah. Love Life. Love the B-52s. Absolutely adore them. There's one band and one artist I would dearly have loved to have seen, really. And one of them, perhaps there is a chance, but a slim chance. I'll show them in a minute. I'd love to have seen this chap. I really, really would.
Yeah, I think I would have done as well. Come to think of it.
Yeah, always.
I know you can still go and see the Blockheads. But whether
is that
it's
the same?
No, it's
not in jury though.
Yeah,
because it was a combination, Nick. You know, it was a sort of a really tight together band and an absolutely brilliant, charismatic frontman.
Right. Yeah. He was a poet.
Yeah.
People talk about songwriters like Lennon and McCartney, but they don't mention Ian Dury. All right, you can't really mention him in the same breath as Lennon and McCartney, but I don't see why not.
No.
He wrote more about proper life, though, didn't he? Ian did. He wrote things that we all related to.
Yeah, you could take something so menial as going down to your local corner shop to buy a packet of cigarettes, you know, a pint of milk and a newspaper, and he turned it into a top tune.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not many people that could do that.
Exactly.
Or something about your dad driving buses.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Busman's busman's prayer, bus driver's prayer.
And he had a disability. He was the most unlikely frontman
Yeah.
star.
Polio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Contracted polio. If you've never seen the biopic, I think is it Andy Serkis who played him?
Yeah.
I've got it somewhere. If you've never seen it, watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inspiration, not
For
entirely, but for Madness as well. He was best of mates with Madness. Appeared in one of their videos, sung with them. The bloke was a fucking genius. He really was.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
This band, or actually, there's one more after this. Oh no! I'll show that later. This band, I suppose there is a slim chance, but you probably got more chances of taking a shit in the King's bleeding wallet than this lot getting back together.
Yeah. It would be nicer, wouldn't it?
Off.
Wouldn't it just, eh?
Yeah. Yes, I nearly went for Slade. Almost.
Yeah. Well,
We were at the wrong age, Nick, to see Slade. We were just that little bit too young.
oh, I remember back in the 70s, I had the long shoulder length hair and the platform shoes, and I used to proudly wear a Slade T-shirt and that. I loved them.
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine you, Nick, with a Dayfield haircut.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I never saw them live, but I did spend 10 minutes talking to Noddy Holder on Milton Keynes Station.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
What a legend. And I mean, when I come back, who's that old man you're talking to? I said, that is not an old man. That is a legend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I says, that's Noddy Holder. Who's
I
he?
know it's not all about money for a lot of these artists and bands, but they'd sell out. I guarantee you, they would sell out all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'd be a sad day for British music in general when they're no longer with us.
They're the only band that are still all alive from that period,
Yeah, I can well believe it.
Yeah, they're just living legends. They are.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
There's a live shot of them on the back.
Yeah. 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 You're not a UK record collector if you haven't got Slade in your collection, are you?
You're not.
No. And that I brought 2 Slade reissues from up Leeds when we were up there last.
Yeah.
And the live one was, it might have been Reading or something like that. What a banging album that was. And and you could sit there listening to it, and you could picture Noddy. He's got the audience in the palm of his hand,
Yeah.
If he shouted, "Yeah, go and run and jump off a cliff," they'd probably go and do it.
Yeah. I need a copy of that album, Nick. I really do.
It's fantastic, Mike. I thoroughly recommend it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I'll show this one. You're a very naughty boy, Mike, aren't you?
Am I?
Yes. I've not had a chance to play it yet. I've been really.
That is a great album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a cover.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you should. I'll get the vinyl out. I don't want to waffle on too much, but if it's anything like the other 2 I've got, this will be bleeding brilliant.
Yeah. It is.
Oh,
look at that.
Yeah. That's lovely vinyl, isn't it?
Yeah. I think the other two I got a coloured vinyl as well, but
Yeah.
brilliant.
I'm getting to the
You
now.
could twist this spread around on its head and bands you're planning on seeing.
Yeah.
And this is one band I do really want to see.
Yeah, I think I think I'm with you on that one. I'm very converted to the Lovely Eggs.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to all go together, don't we?
Oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah. We need to sort something out. So there you go. Bless you people. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Andy. Yeah. Well done, mate. Well done, mate.
I'm here all week.
Yeah. I think I've upset Andy Gladwin there by my Slade comment. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. You're allowed to be. Yeah. You're allowed to be a UK vinyl collector without any Slade.
Yeah.
Just my age, Andy.
Yeah, very, very impressed with what I've heard of the Lovely Eggs.
Yeah.
Very simple music, but great words about every day.
Yeah, well, I remember Mike used to talk an awful lot about them and sing the praises and that, and I thought, well, who the hell is he going on about? And then I went away after one of these little soirees,
Yeah.
and listened to them via YouTube. I thought, oh, fuck me, these are brilliant. Got to get hold of some of this stuff. And
Yeah, I need to.
I don't regret it. Don't regret it at all.
I'm going to be adding that to my collection, the Lovely Eggs, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
I'd love to get that on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good cover. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Cheers. Bless you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Lovely Eggs live. Yeah. Andy says they're great. I agree. They're bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what you said about T-shirts, when I went to see Frank Zappa, when would it have been? Some time in the 80s, I brought a T-shirt from the gig and I got titties and beer. So I was still living at home, so I walked in with next day I got up and put on a T-shirt with titties and beer on it. Didn't go down very well with my mum.
Yeah. But
when she washed it and hang it on the line, she turned it inside out.
Of course.
Yeah.
Didn't want the neighbors to see it.
Yeah. There's no point being young, is there? If you can't shock your parents.
No. So what she said was, "Why did you buy that shirt? Of all the Frank Zappa shirts that were there." I said, "Oh no, I had to have this one."
Yeah.
What song? I said, "It's a song, Mum. It's one of his songs, Titties and Beer."
he is one artist I just don't get. Him and Beefheart, I just don't get. Mind you, the Zappa album, that's the Mothers of Invention. We're only in it for the money.
Yeah.
That I think that's got to be my favourite album sleeve
I
of all
love
time.
that record. Yeah. Oh, and the sleeve is great.
Yeah,
But not the music. You don't like the music at all.
No, I've tried Michael. I've tried that. I've tried Freak Out.
It's okay. It's okay.
I've tried Weasels, Rip My Flesh. I've tried Hot Rats.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
I like Hot Rats.
Perhaps you had to be there at the time to understand it and appreciate it. But
yeah.
Try
Shake Your Beauty as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Great guitar player.
Yeah.
I've tried Trout Mask Replica.
Oh, that's a shocking album. I don't like that.
No, but people love it and adore it, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like Frank's Lumpy Gravy one little bit.
Well, what can we say about that?
Yeah, well, there's only one artist I hate more than that, and that's the Swans. I just can't.
Oh, How's that ranking coming along, Ian?
I know.
Yeah, I just can't get into them. I really can't.
Yeah. You sound traumatized by it all.
Maybe you'll just have to shit can the ranking. Just say
No, I've done
Can't-
it. I've done it. The thing was, when I was listening to them, I put on a Swans album, and then I put an Air Supply on our album on just to soothe my.
I feel your pain.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's a classic noise.
Perhaps
And
that's a
it's not a
topic for further discussion in the future. Albums or artists, bands you just don't like, you just don't get.
Yeah, that would be actually a good one.
Yeah. Oh, we'll add it to the. Shall we add it to the wheel, chaps?
No matter how hard I try, I just can't.
That'll be really interesting. Yeah. But what do we show? What do we show?
Have to do a presentation.
Yeah.
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint.
Next slide, please.
Yeah.
Next slide.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'll add that one. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people have done them as well. I know Sea of Tranquility, but it's always worth having on there. Bands we don't get.
No matter how hard we try.
I'll add that one to the list. Yeah, talking of lists.
Yes.
It's time to bring up the wheel, I think.
Hey.
That's if it's going to
The
come up.
enthusiasm, the sound of enthusiasm.
Well, this week I think has been a great one.
Yeah.
So well done for that, Nick. Well done for thinking of this one.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank Prince Buster.
Yeah. Let's bring up the wheel. So there we go, folks. We've got instrumentals to be or not to be, transitions, the Holy Trinity, breakup songs, corkers and clunkers, jacket covers, and boys will be boys. So let's see what we'll be talking about next.
Okay, what is this?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Yeah.
I don't know why Nick's going, crikey. It's one of yours. I've just changed the title. The other week we did girls' names in songs.
Yes.
We're going to do boys.
Okay.
Oh, right, okay.
Ooh.
Songs in the title, lyric on the cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you need to do a presentation, please forward and we'll do a presentation.
Please get them to me by midweek.
Yes. I think you've started. I mean, we've got a new trend now, haven't we? Really?
Oh, no.
Well, I was thinking, look, surely it's high time that the wheel stopped on that Holy Trinity. Or what's the other one I was thinking? On the wheel that's been there forever.
Corkers and
Clunkers, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sounds like a couple of women I've been with.
Anyway,
it's time to put up a picture for the.
Yeah, I'll put the Rolling Stones because that's who I basically.
Yes, I think I'm going to go with that one tonight.
3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just a quick reminder to the panel: 11 o'clock on Sunday.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Again, what's the sound about? I thought we like to just give you little spoilers here and there, so that's sort of. So we'll see you all next week, where another week, another dollar, and all that good stuff. So thank you very much to my usual wonderful panelists. Michael with his wonderful presentation tonight.
Mm-hmm. It was actually quite interesting because you incorporated photography that none of us have seen.
Yeah.
And the explanation, I mean, the first one, Miles Davis and Laura Nyro, that stole the show.
That was brilliant. Yeah.
Thank you very much for Nick for this great little thread. It was an absolute belter.
Yeah,
Thank
can I
you,
just
Nick.
say before we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Yes.
please
And die. And die.
And I think on that note, we'll say goodbye, shall we?
Yeah. Bye-bye, everybody.
See you next
on
time.
that bombshell.
On that bombshell.
Yeah.
I can get